doing well. This is the COT video for the week beginning the 15th of May, and we can see how we've got an increase on the euro position. So that's of note. It's continuing to pump. The dollar is quite stable, as we can see. It's basically just gone sideways. 113, 111. So there's a slight decrease. We went from 173 to 179. So it's a fairly substantial increase. That's the euro pump. Okay, so let's have a look at the yen. And yen is just kind of sideways. Yeah, it's kind of, well, we're negative, but we're just hasn't really done that much. 68, 61. So it's going to take a little while if we ever go into zero territory, but possibly not, and it might just chop. So not really that much to be said there. Dollar is sideways. We've been sideways for the last 4 weeks. You can see those dots, and the yen is just ticking up ever so slightly, but it's still below zero. So not that much to be said there. So let's take the euro off. We know the euro is strong. Let's put on the Aussie, and Aussie is declining. 39, 45, 49. So yeah, they're adding to their bearish bets on the Aussie. We might get an AJ sell, right? Maybe in a couple of weeks, perhaps by the end of the month. You know, they were saying sell in May, go away, won't they? So if we get an AJ sell, that would be indicative of a risk off scenario. AJ being a very strong risk on or risk off proxy for risk appetite. So in a couple of weeks, we might get a crossover for AJ sell, right? So that's of note. Take Aussie off. Note that we're declining. Okay, and the yen is ticking up slightly. Aussie off. Now the pound's going to be of note, and we basically just bounced off zero. 1065, 4525. So a fair increase. If we continue to pump, we're going to get the GU long, because then it will tell us that the pound is stronger than the dollar. But we haven't got the crossover yet, so wait for the crossover, and then you want to be looking at your technical charts. So an interesting development there, that's for sure. CAD's ticked up. You can see fair increase. It's a little bit like the yen in so much as that, you know, we are both negative on CAD and yen, but they've both ticked up higher. So not much to be said there. That's CAD. Gold. Okay, so 195, 195. We've just gone sideways. Very strongly positive though, and perhaps we could look for sells if we breach this area here. So wait a couple of weeks, and then we can probably look to sell. We can see how we had a like a turncoat. It was support, and it became resistance. So it might be resistance again. You see what I mean? Here-ish. So we can look to sell gold potentially if we breach this level here. So it's going to take a few weeks. And that's what we'll just probably have to do. We have to keep an eye on that. So you can see how it became a pump and became a dump. So it's going to be an important level. So I'll possibly look for gold sells if we go below there. But we have to remember that the big picture is that we are quite strong because we're very high above the zero line. So it'd be a fairly risky sell, but it might be okay. About 160. So we've got a long way to go. 195. So yeah, we need to wait a few weeks to sell before I would feel confident about selling gold. Gold off. And I suspect the Kiwi is going to be sideways. And we were range bound, if you remember. We broke out that range. We're back within that range now. And we're just sideways. So fairly stable, but just not doing much. And we are negative on the New Zealand dollar. No sign of a crossover. We were going to have one here, but we didn't get one. So I think maybe GU, the pound USD, might do something similar. I'll show you, in fact. So this is the Kiwi USD. We might get a repeat of GU USD, where the Kiwi tried to overtake, but it was like, nope. So the pound might try and do an overtake, and it might go nope. So the pound might follow the Kiwi here. So if you see what I mean. So I don't know if we're going to get a crossover, but we might. Take pound off. So you can see, look at that. It's quite powerful, this document that Krishnan designed. It's really good. And New Zealand dollar off, and then the Swiss franc on, and just sideways, but no sign of a signal. So that's it. Nice quick video. We're going to be doing testing, live testing in speech marks next week. We've got a trading stock feature in, and I've got one of the QDB subs is analysing the signals for us. We had a good hit rate, but we need to look at our TP and SL in order to just secure those profits and to trim those losses. So it was a good hit rate, as you probably know from the bubbles. They are quite good in their accuracy, but we need to be looking at where to exit, and that's what we're going to be doing this week, and I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully this video was helpful. Remember not to share this document outside the QDB Discord, please. That would be good if you could. And I'll speak to you guys tomorrow for the testing.